Our Seaside Band. Sounding good. Always, always, always. We're so blessed to have you. Okay, Seaside shoppers. Time to come on in and take your seat. Getting ready to start service here in just a few moments, so I invite you to come on in. We'll open back up after service. Shop away. So my name is Reverend Debbie McDonald. I have some announcements for you this morning, but before I begin, I want to take just a moment to introduce a practitioner that's holding the light for us today. Practitioner Linda Light. Linda's been a practitioner here at Seaside for over 10 years. She's our yoga teacher. She teaches yoga here in the morning, so if you're interested in yoga, Linda's the girl. Our practitioners are always available for you for prayer. Please know that we are here, and there's a few ways that you can receive prayer. We can have a written prayer request and put it in our prayer request chest, and those are distributed out to all the practitioners, and confidentially we pray on those prayers, as well as you can put a prayer request online, or you can receive a live prayer following the Wednesday night service or Sunday services out in the side chapel here, right out the side doors. You can meet a practitioner and they will take you into the chapel for prayer. So please don't leave here with anything on your heart. If you're curious about what a practitioner is, if you've always wondered what a practitioner is, or if you're thinking that you may be called to spiritual leadership, if you're thinking about practitioner, I'm going to be having an information meeting in a while, so look for that. In a few weeks, I'll be having that meeting after service, and I'll just answer any questions for you, any questions you might have about the practitioner path. Those of you that think you might be on the path and you're just needing one or two more of your prerequisites, please be sure that you connect with me so I can be sure that over the next 2 quarters, we offer the classes that you're needing. Speaking of classes, it's time for our spring catalog to come out. Spring is here, so next week you'll receive the full catalog and start signing up for classes. We do have a couple classes that are out on the table today for sign-ups. The first one is Reverend Tammy Mars is teaching Calling in the One, and that is starting this Thursday evening at, I think it's 6 to 8, 2 hours. It's a 7-week course. You can sign up in the education table, and the book is available in the bookstore. I think she has some reading for you to do prior to the first meeting. Also, we have Dr. Christian who's teaching The Untethered Soul. It's the first time we're teaching this class here. It's the first time Dr. Christian is teaching this. It's something new, and it's only a 5-week course, and the cost is only $100, so it's affordable for everybody. The books are also in the bookstore. Sign up today for Dr. Christian's course and look for the catalog next week. Today we have Jill Bodonsky with us right after service at 12:30 for her improv comedy theater games. If you've signed up, please be sure to stay. There's a limit of 20 people. I think there's about 5 spots left. So if you'd like to sign up, do that. It's a fun time to just be together and be silly and play some theater games and break free from some of your inhibitions. And Jill's a wonderful author, illustrator, comedian. You'll have a great time with her. So that's today. Next Sunday, we have a workshop with our very own practitioner, Sharon De Leon, and she's going to come out and tell you about it. Sharon?
All right. So, I'm just curious, this is a vision board. How many of you done a vision board? Okay, wow. Okay, so just about everyone's done a vision board at some point in their life, right? And so what is a vision board? For those of you that don't know, a vision board is just a visual, vibrational map. It's like a map like anything else. It helps us get from where we are to where we want to be, hopefully in a very quick way, an easy way. And so that's what we're going to be doing next Sunday. And so the 3 things that I want you to know that we're going to be doing that might be a little different that you haven't done in a vision board workshop is we're really going to take some time to listen. We're going to use a technique called visioning to really listen, to really hear what our heart's desires are. And so to be able to do a vision board not on what we think we want, so to do it a little bit differently from the soul's perspective. 2, we're going to connect, we're going to be in community, and we're going to be in delight in creating these vision boards. And lastly, we're going to commit. We're going to commit to walking out of here with a completed vision board, not a half a dozen pictures painted onto or pasted onto your board, and a bag of magazines and pictures that you're going to eventually get to. So we're going to commit to this vision. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about this process, I'll be in the back after service, and sign up and come create a vibrational visual map of your life.
And that's next Sunday, so plan on being here. Our ministries have some exciting things going on. First of all, I'm going to talk about youth and family ministry. Their big day is coming up. Reverend Lori says our Easter egg hunt is on Easter this year. So that's Reverend Lori for you. You can be part of it by bringing little goodies to stuff over 500 eggs. They need little trinkets and stickers and little toys, little coins, and candy if you have any, but we ask not chocolate because it melts. Individually wrapped little candies, if you have some, you can bring. Drop them off in the basket on the family table anytime, and come Thursday, April 2nd to help stuff. That's from 3 to 6. On April the 2nd, they're going to be stuffing the eggs. And please know that we're going to have lots of eggs here for your kids on Easter, so we'll know that you'll be here with us. Our young adult ministry is having their first event. They have decided to go support Rebecca Jade, our musical director, at her show she's doing in Searsuckers in Del Mar. So that is this Friday, March 27th. It's going to be at 7 o'clock. They're going to go at 7. The show doesn't start till 8. They're going to go a little early and get together and get to know each other. So that's for our 20s and 30-somethings. If you're looking for a place to connect, please become part of our young adult ministry. There is a sign up in the family room as well. We also have some happenings with our Seaside sisters. So Callie's going to come up and tell you about an event they have coming up.
Good morning. This is one of my proud Seaside moments. And the Seaside Sisters, along with the Earth Care Ministry, is launching our 2015 environmental film series. And the first of our 4 will be on April 3rd. And April 3rd is called Sea of Change. And it's birthed out of compassion in action, out of the heartbreaking reality of what plastic pollution is doing to our oceans and our marine life. So it's very relevant to those of us that live right here by the coast in San Diego and that love the beach and the oceans. We have a phenomenal array of organizations and nonprofits that are coming together to sponsor this event. It is so wide and so deep that the director-producer of this film found out from a tweet from Surfrider about this big event and had his PR agent call me and ask me if he could be part of it. What did I say? Yeah. So the director-producers are coming because they want people to be awakened. They want people to start to make new choices and choose differently and to become aware of plastic alternatives. All the love of all the organizations that are coming together to be part of this have one thing in common: a deep love and a deep passion for the sea and a heartbreaking awareness of what's really going on. So do come. It is it's a love offering only. It's a free event. We're expecting at least a couple hundred people, and I would love for Seaside to really get behind this as a very eco center. We have a short little video Marv's going to play for you. Thank you. 6:30.
I've been walking in the same way as I did. Tracing out the cracks in the pavement and tutting my heel and strutting my feet. Is there anything I can do for you, dear? Is there anyone I could call? No, and thank you, please, madame. I ain't lost, just wondering. Round my hometown, memories of phrase. Round my hometown, ooh, the people I've made. How the wonders of my world, how the wonders of my world, how the wonders of this world are the wonders of now. I like it in the city when the air is so thick and opaque. I love it to see everybody in short skirts, shorts and shades. I like it in the city when two worlds collide. You get the people and the government, everybody taking different sides.
Good. Join us. Join us. I just have two more quick announcements. I want to remind you that James Von Prague is going to be here on April 17th. The tickets are selling fast. Our VIP tickets are almost sold out. So please pick up your ticket today in the family room for that event. We're expecting over 500 people. New Member Sunday is next Sunday. Our new member class is today. So if you're part of that, don't forget to go to the Emerson room after service for the new member class. Last but not least, you probably noticed on your way walking in, the bookstore is having a huge clearance sale. We're blowing out our books. We've got all kinds of lovely tops, one of which I'm wearing. And they're a great price, ladies. So come on and shop with us. All the money goes to help us renovate the bookstore. We're going to get a laptop and some other things. So join us. Please stand and greet your neighbor, and please remain standing for the congregational song.
Seaside, please remain standing for the congregational song. You all know this one. Feel free to sing along. Here we go. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. Is upon me. Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, I used to think that I had to. I used to think that I should. The scripture told me that I had to be good. But now I love cause I want to. I love because I am free. Blinded by the Spirit, oh Lord. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. I don't need any prodding. I don't need
believe that's Rebecca. Woo! Spirit of God is upon me. I can feel it. Hey, good morning, Seaside. Hey, what a joy it is to be with you as Spirit of God is upon us. And hey, happy spring. Oh my goodness, what a week. Solar eclipse, super moons, planets lighting up, and flowers popping up. It's just an exciting time to be together for sure. And there are powerful things going on in the universe, but particularly right here at Seaside. So to take us into that deeper place is a wonderful practitioner by the name of Jennifer Lagier. Jennifer.
So join me as we allow the reverberations of this crystal bowl to steep us deeper into the presence. The Spirit of God truly is in this place. I know that God is all that there is and all that there ever will be. I know that it is this beloved, precious Spirit, this Spirit of love that has birthed forth this entire existence out of its longingness and its sheer delight to know itself as love, as light, as life. So I know that Spirit reverberates in and as and through all of existence, from the farthest of galaxies and beyond and into that tiniest and most sacred space within. I know that Spirit is right there and everywhere in between. And so I call this day good. I know that this is a day of celebration, and I know that we all come together by divine appointment. I know that Spirit is that very essence of my being, and I know that it recognizes and exalts the very essence and presence of every person that I come in contact with. And so I know that Reverend Dr. Christian's words reverberate and sound within our own hearts. I know that it falls on ears that are open and willing to listen, and I know that there is absolutely whatever it is that we came here seeking is truly here and right now. There is joy for those who wish to have joy, and there is healing for those who come seeking that as well. And so I call this day good, I call this service good and very good. I anchor myself in this truth and I rest here and I say, and so it is.
Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace. Mind, body, soul, and I am one with God. Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace. Mind, body, soul, and I am one with God. Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace. Mind, body, soul, and I am one with God.
Wow, isn't that beautiful? Blessings and grace, love overflowing. And I know that joy is in this place right here and right now. Thank you, Rebecca Jade. That was so gorgeous. and Jennifer Legier for that beautiful spiritual mind treatment. So, good morning, Seaside. Or should I say good morning, Seaside shoppers today, right? Blue light specials here at Seaside. So we come together as one in this joyful expression on the Sacred Sunday just to recognize the power and the presence of God in our life as that joyful expression with like-minded people. And if you are new here today, I would like to welcome you here. As you come into the door, there are welcome packets here. So before you leave, make sure you open up that packet because there are many coupons in there that you can take advantage of and receive a free CD to take Reverend Christian Sorensen home with you. So today is a powerful message, so you don't want to miss that. On April 10th, we have the Dances of Universal Peace, simple songs and dance celebrating all paths to God. I would love for you to join Christine Stevens and I in the Soupylicious Band. And also on the Wednesday, the second and fourth Wednesday, this Wednesday, I will be leading the Wednesday night gathering, practicing the presence. And I have a brand new campaign that I'm very excited about. It's called Share My Story with Reverend Lori at gmail.com. So I would like to receive stories from the congregation of your spiritual growth and unfoldment, of demonstrations, realizations, heart openings, healings, stories of forgiveness. I actually have a story that I'll be telling this Wednesday that's extremely powerful, connecting to your heart through peace, through the path of forgiveness. Reverend Christian will be teaching a class on April 7th called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer, based on the book. And it is the path of freedom through inner peace. And I would like to do a reading from that book. Once you decide you want to be unconditionally happy, something inevitably will happen that challenges you. This test of your commitment is exactly what stimulates spiritual growth. In fact, it is the unconditional aspect of your commitment that makes this the highest path. It's so simple. You just have to decide whether or not you will break your vow. When everything is going well, it is so easy to be happy. But the moment something difficult happens, not so easy. You tend to find yourself saying, but I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't think I'd miss my flight. I didn't think Sally would show up at the party wearing the same dress I had on. I didn't think somebody would dent my brand new car 1 hour after I got it. Are you really willing to break your vow of happiness because these events took place? The real question is whether you want to be happy regardless of what happens. Events don't determine whether or not you're going to be happy. You determine whether or not you're going to be happy. You can be happy just to be alive. You can be happy having all these things happen to you and then be happy to die. If you can live this way, your heart will be open and your spirit will be so free that you will soar up to the heavens. So I invite you to close your eyes as we soar up to the heavens together as one, as I recognize that one universal creative principle that's always expressing itself in, through, and all people, all places, all things, and all situations. It is the power back of all things. It is the presence of the divine spirit that is the essence of creativity. And I know that I am one with the life of God. I am the essence of wholeness, of oneness, of unconditional love and unconditional joy. And I know this gift runs through each and every person here in this congregation. I know each person here is that essence of spirit, the essence of love, that essence of wholeness. And I know each person here opens their heart and mind to listen to this perfect message that Dr. Reverend Christian Sorensen has for each person to express themselves to their fullest potential, to be who they came here to be. For that is the essence of life, and that is the essence of God expressing through you as we release my word into that lawful law. And so it is.
Good morning, Seaside. How y'all doing today? So glad to be here. It is my honor to introduce our guest artist for today. He's come down to be with us from Los Angeles, and he's just a wonderful person, beautiful spirit, and that energy comes through his music. So we hope you enjoy it. And if you are moved by his music, he also has CDs afterwards, so please see him after the service. So without further ado, please help me welcome Mr. Gary Lynn Floyd.
Good morning. Wow. Wow, I've already been so blessed by Rebecca. Wow, just incredible. And playing with this band, it's just an honor to be back with you all this morning. And this is a song I wrote recently called Music in the Meaning. This is the start of something new. I think it's coming into view. Don't ask me how, but I can see clearly now. Leaving my footprints in the sand, too soon to tell where I may land. Now I've a why I can bear anyhow. I can hear it. Destiny is calling me to give in to the rhythm. Let it carry me away. Dance with the audacity. Find triumph in the tragedy. On my quest for answers, I won't rest until I say, now that hope is intervening, there is music in the meaning. Baby, you think there's nothing more, like you have seen it all before. You've lost the thrill. What happened to your will? Whether it's something to achieve or just somebody to believe in, all you need's a little respite from the suffering. Can you hear it? Destiny is calling you to give in to the rhythm. Let it carry you away. Dance with the audacity. Find triumph in the tragedy. On my quest for answers, I won't rest until I say, now that hope is intervening, there is music in the meaning. Now that hope is intervening, there is music in the meaning. Destiny is calling me to give in to the rhythm. Let it carry me away. Dance with the audacity. Find triumph in the tragedy. On this quest for answers, I won't rest until I say, now that hope is intervening, there is music in the meaning. Give in to the rhythm, let it carry me away. Dance with the audacity. Find triumph in the tragedy. On my quest for answers, I won't rest until I say, now that hope is intervening, there is music in the meaning. Thank you.
And that is Gary Lynn Floyd coming to Seaside. Hey, last time I saw him playing was last month in Las Vegas to 600-700 people and just rocking the house. So I told him from Las Vegas to Seaside, that's a logical progression. Step up, at least in consciousness. That was good. Fabulous. Just love it when you're here. Thank you, thank you. He's definitely one of the leading composers in the New Thought movement. People sing his stuff all over the place. So, yes, let's see. Hey, this morning's message is The Rebel Roar. And I came up with that title from a song that was from my childhood. A guy by the name of Billy Idol used to sing, The Rebel Roar. Now, I don't really remember the words, but I don't think they were the most spiritual. Yeah, I'll go Google them later. But you know, it's just, when you've got something so true inside of you, you can't help but roar and let the world know about it, right? You've got something you want to stand on and you want to sing that song. You got that message to deliver. You've got that idea to download from the heavens. You are going to roar. You're going to be a rebel. You are going to speak out against the way it was if it's contrary. And you know what? You don't really care what others think. You cannot help it. See, that's one of the beautiful things when you know who you are or what you're here to do. It really doesn't matter what others say. You are clear. This is what I am charged to do. There is something in my bones, in my DNA. It is alive, and I cannot be denied. And what you think, just keep it to yourself, because I don't care. And those, the creators in this world, you know, the masterful manifestors, the business geniuses, the soul healers, the entrepreneurs, just those that are able to be wonderful creators in life. They have come into this world, and it's as if it's their soul right to create. It is their divine, it is their birthright to bring forth that which is stirring in their soul. Now, I don't need your permission. There is something inside of me that has got to just come out, and it's got to come forward. And you know what? It's not about being able to make it in life. You know, it's not about being able to just get through. They have come here to remake life and to do life. They're not here to watch news in the evening. They're here to make news in their life. That's what a rebel does. And when you're willing to roar, the world can hear you. Because there are enough rebels that are just kind of a little mousy and quiet. Yeah, I'm coming to that plastic thing on Friday night, which is really important. But the rebel is the one who's willing to stand up and say, come together and check out this plastic thing on that Friday evening. You know, are you willing to roar with what is in your soul that you have been charged to do? Because I'll tell you what, the keys to the kingdom are changing hands. Woo! Yeah, it's... You know, what seems commonplace today, you know, it came from the rebels of the past generations, right? It came from the ones that came before us, like the Tom Watson, the founder of IBM. He said, for goodness sake, follow the path that is unsafe of the independent thinker, right? You know, businesses, successful, established businesses know that their future lies in that which is unknown. There is a rebel that's got to bring forth that new idea that is outside of the box that hasn't been thought of before. That is what is going to keep you progressive. That is what is going to keep you new. You can't continue to say, I got the keys to the kingdom, and I'm going to keep it the way it is. You'll end up like Kodak ended up. You know, there's something new that wants to progress and move through you. If you that rebel's inside of you, that rebel wants to roar. That rebel wants to say, you know what, enough is enough. It's been good, it's been okay, it's been fine, or it's been terrible. You can go either way. The rebel, it doesn't matter what inspires them, but there's something that inspires. It puts the spirit in them. It lights them on fire. They cannot be denied. Of course they're going to roar because they're soaring. You can't help but to hear them and say, check this out. I have got something that is going to change this world. Listen to me. What is it in your soul that cries out like that? Now, I'm not talking about trying to make it through life, because these rebels, they've got a mission, a purpose, or a song to sing, or a message to deliver. They're not just happy in life, you know, getting that lake house and just flipping hamburgers on their barbecue and say, wow, this is great. Let me plant some beautiful flowers. It's springtime. You know, that's obviously talking about myself, right? You know, there is something inside that is stirring, that knows I'm meant for more than this. I am meant for more. There is that claustrophobic feeling of the divine potential that it just feels as if it's stuck. If I'm just going to fix a faucet and tinker around the house, I have come into this world with some news that I want you to hear, and I am going to roar so you can hear it and say, yes, 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 yes. Otherwise, you lost track, you know. You lost touch with what's going on. Hey, there's this fun story that Dr. Roger Teal shares in his new book, This Life is Joy, about Myrtle and Ethel. He said it's these two cute, very old women, ladies, and they read in the paper about this display, exhibit, that's it, exhibit at the museum that was for free. And they wanted to go to it. And so, they jumped in the car and they were headed out to the museum. And Ethel was driving and Myrtle was in the passenger seat. And Ethel drove through a red light. And Myrtle just assumed, she was a little absent-minded, at this point, okay. But then she drove through a stop sign. And then when she drove through another red light, Myrtle finally said, Ethel, do you realize that you have driven through red lights and stop signs? And Ethel looked at Myrtle and said, no. Am I driving? And I share that story because we sometimes forget that we're driving in life. We run through a catastrophe, a disaster, we have a crash, and we forget that we're the drivers of our life, that we are the ones behind the wheels of consciousness directing us forward. And we have just slipped into a commonplace, a common acceptance. I mean, we like solid things in our life. We like the mass consciousness or the collective agreement or things we can stub our toes on. They seem more real to us than the imaginable. But it is the great masterful manifestors and the creators and the entrepreneurs and the healers and the deliverers of the divine message and those rebels that are listening to something inside. But the mass of humanity prefers things that are solid because, if you start believing in that which you can't see, you might be wrong. If you start talking about what you don't see, they've got professionals that prescribe drugs for that. They label you with things. But those great creators, those rebels that are willing to roar and say, look at this, the new keys to the kingdom. They are the ones that are able to create, and all the entrepreneurs and all the latest exhibits in the museums and the latest revelations of science and the discoveries and the businesses come from the invisible that have less tangible evidence than the color of a dragonfly's wing. That's right. Can you believe in that? Can you believe in that something that is in your heart and your soul? Because I'll tell you what happens is it happens within your field of awareness. It happens within your consciousness. That's where you get to make the decision, am I going to go with this or am I going to shut this down? You got your house and you're comfortable in your house, you're comfortable in your neighborhood. Well, it's the same way with your thoughts and your thinking. You have created, just like your living room or your hood, the areas in which you are comfortable, in which you live within this realm of your thoughts, your emotions, and your feelings. And this is pretty much, I can maybe go a little outside and get into a little bit of fear, but only this far before I start to, get really agitated. Or I can go so far with the emotions or my thinking, but as soon as I get too far out of the living room of my consciousness, I'm just... It's like it's too much distraction there. I got to call myself back. It's like I don't know what's out there. Well, I'll tell you what, the rebels live outside of their comfort of consciousness because they don't know where it's going to lead and where it's going to progress. They just have been given this message, this divine download that they got to deliver it. And they will do what they need to do to make that happen, knowing that there's everything in place that will support that. I may not know where it is now. I don't know how it's going to get funded. But you know what? I've been given the keys, and I've seen what's inside this next door through which our culture is to step through. And I've got to be willing to go through that. But what happens is the chatter in one's mind begins to take off. The chatter begins to say, oh, no, I can't do this, or I'm afraid. Or listen to what the doctor said. My body's messed up. Here's the facts, and here's the evidence. And the head starts going, no. And you're lying there at night, and your head's talking away, and you think, I can't think about this. Okay, that phone call. Maybe I'll think about that phone call I should have made instead. Well, I'll go call Greg now. I can't call Greg now. It's too late, but I should call him. I should have called. And all of a sudden, your head's going, and it's getting to be late at night, and you think, I can't go to sleep. I can't go to sleep because I'm so awake thinking about these things. And the head just goes and goes, and it's like, shut up in there. How do you expect a divine download to show up through all that? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And what's interesting, if you noticed, if there's an argument going on in your head, it's like you can kind of agree with both sides of that argument. It's amazing. This is really the way it is. This is what, doctors make a lot of sense. Nope. You know, I'm really spiritual. I listened to Christian this morning. Yeah, I'm going with this spirit. Nope, but, you know, these are the facts over here. And I know. And it's like, hello. Stick with me. I'm going somewhere with this. Yeah. And so who am I really? The one who's believing or believing in this instead? You're neither one. See, if you can notice both sides of the argument, you're not either one of them. Even if this is a good spiritual argument, this is who I really am. No. You are the one observing. Okay, you are the observer of this argument. You are the observer of what is going on in there. You are the observer. If you can take both sides of the argument and say, yeah, neither one of those are you. The facts in this world are not you. The conversation in your head is not you. Who you are is that spiritual giant that is downloading that new vision that is not of this world and not the conversation that is in your mind. You are that divine expression, and it is the rebel essence of your being that is the deliverer of what you have come into this world to do, that you feel it is my divine birthright to do this. See, this body's not who you are. We know that. James Von Prague, who's come to Seaside, trust you got your tickets. I think we just about sold out the VIP tickets. Can you believe we sold out the $100 tickets before the $40 tickets? It boggles my mind. But I guess they want to get close to this guy, because what he does is he communicates with the essence of your being, or the essence of the departed beings. He's not caught up in it having to be the physical form. And so I want to share with you something he writes about this. Because granted, some people probably question that. You're talking with my aunt who's no longer in this world? Come on. Okay, so this is what he says. So a debate rages to this very day over whether consciousness is a product of the brain, or if the brain is merely a receiver for consciousness that already exists. When a brain dies, does that consciousness cease to exist? Or does its energy continue on even after the brain is no longer functioning? One side of the debate wants proof and tests, while the other side just accepts the scientific fact that energy doesn't die. It can't die. Well, it should be no surprise what I feel, because I'm a medium. I believe, since the consciousness is what I tap into long after the brain is no longer alive. There's no debate for me, since I cannot deny what I actually experience. Here's an easy analogy for you. A ham radio. It's a complex machine of wires, but it's a simple box with no purpose unless there are radio waves, right? Radio needs radio waves. And after the ham radio ceases to work or dies, the radio waves are still there. Everything that the ham radio has ever received or ever sent out is still out there as energy. It's still out there as availability. And what he's saying is who you are, that energy, that consciousness, that life force is using this body like a radio receiver. And you have come into this world with a divine purpose and intention. And use it while you got it. You know, you use it or you lose it is what the saying goes, right? And so this body is a wonderful gift and vehicle that has been given to us for a short time in order to walk through this world. But who you are is not bound by this body. Who you are is connected to the infinite. You are the divine expressing in this world. If that doesn't make you roar, I don't know what will. And so allow yourself to not be bound by circumstances. You know, I'm afraid what people are going to think. This is a little different. Well, I'll tell you what, you came into this world to do something different. You came into this world not to do what has been done. You have come into this world to express yourself. You have come into this world to express spirit. You have come into this world to be that divine emanation of the presence of God. And if, you know, you just didn't come in for the common experience. You know, well, it makes common sense. Well, common sense gives you the common experience. You got that? Common sense gives you the common experience. And what I know is I came here at least for an extraordinary experience, to experience the grace of God, to experience that life force, to experience the abundance, to experience the ability to create in this world of form from a place of consciousness. You have come in here not for the common experience. You have come in to experience the grace of God in a creative and abundant living expression of the divine. And don't allow anybody to try to dampen that, because as soon as somebody says to you that is not possible, they try to wheel you in, run. And that's the same with spiritual philosophies and religions too. If people tell you, hey, this is the only way, I got the keys to the kingdom, you've got to come this way, my way, run. You know, the thing about the New Thought philosophy is it empowers that spirit that is alive in you, that you are an individual expression of the divine, that you can hear your own inner voice and be led by that presence that is within you. Your life is not dependent upon somebody telling you how to be or some historical event that may or may not have happened a long time ago. The keys of the kingdom have changed, and you get to be that place and that person who brings forth what's next in life. You know, it's, you know, the music changed with Mozart. Things were not the same. He was probably considered radical, wild music. Kids are listening to Mozart. Parents are going crazy. It was just not okay. You know? Michelangelo brought forth new science for people, and it just was entirely different, beyond the commonplace of the norm. The Industrial Revolution uprooted the whole farming mentality. Carnegie and the steel plants and the unions and Ford and assembly lines and Thomas Watson and IBM, and it just continues to progress. Stephen Jobs and his revelations that he brought forth, and Kurzweil, that's it, Ray Kurzweil, and his just creator of the year. I mean, it's just amazing. Peter DeMontis, another masterful new mind of our time, bringing the evolution of the collective to the next level. That is what you get to do. You get to choose to be a participant in the emergence of what is next. Because what is next is spirit. And it seeks expression. You know, the spirit will express. It's just, is it going to express through you in a new way? And that's why we're involved with these 40 days of creativity. I trust you got your book. If not, download it for free from our website. But we've got 40 days of creativity that are stirring you to break the molds of that comfortable living room of your mind and step outside into a place where there's something new that is available. This wonderful book that I'm teaching from, The Untethered Soul, that Reverend Lori Mack read to you from, it's just all about the consciousness and the observer and the witness. If you're wondering where I'm getting inspired from with that witness, it's from this book. I mean, Deepak, writes endorsement. It's on the cover. But I want to share with you you've got where's it go? Yeah, this should work. I want to make sure. Yeah. There's a type of dream. It's called lucid dreams. Okay? This is where you know that you're dreaming. That's what a lucid dream is. You know that you're dreaming. If you're flying in your dream, you know that you're flying. You think, hey, wow, look at me. I'm dreaming that I'm flying. You know what? And I'm going to fly over there. You're actually conscious enough to know that you are flying in the dream and that you are dreaming the dream and that you can direct the dream into very different experiences. Now, regular dreams, those in which you are fully immersed in the dream, and the distinction is exactly the difference between being aware that you're aware in daily life and not being aware that you're aware. Follow me? A dream is you're immersed and you're not aware, and a lucid dream is you're aware and you're directing it. People are doing life in that same kind of way. You are lucid because you've got this awareness. You know what? I got this rebel, and I'm going to roar. I'm going to get out to the world. Or I'm doing life. Look at how many people are against this new idea of mine. I'm not going to bother, and that's just the way life is. That is the difference between being lucid in life and being aware of your life and not. And when you are aware of your being, you no longer become completely immersed in the events around you. Instead, you remain inwardly aware that you are the one who is experiencing both the events and the corresponding thoughts and the conditions and the emotions. When a thought is created in this state of awareness, instead of getting lost in it, you remain aware that you are the one who is thinking the thoughts. You are lucid. You got that? What'd I say? No. I mean, that's deep stuff there. I mean, this is like what's going on in life, it's like it didn't work out. The relationship went south. Something happened. The finances, or the body didn't hold up like I thought it was going to for 150 years, or whatever the story is. And all of a sudden you begin to believe that this is the truth. What we are saying is you can become lucid and realize this is the experience that is going on. These are my thoughts around it. And I'm neither that experience or my thoughts or my emotions. I am at a higher place observing what is going on. And what I am observing must respond. It must respond. That's how it works. You know, we talk about spirit is all things. God's all things. You get what that means? I mean, all of the philosophies and religions, at least the big ones, say God is everything. And so what do they all say? They say, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, with all thy being. Love the Lord with all that you got. In other words, love the Spirit, which leads you to the most important commandment, is to put no other God before God. That which you are noticing, loving, observing, that which I am, it is everything. All that I am is of this, and I'm not going to love anything more than that wholeness of my being. That which I've been given to deliver comes with everything that is necessary to deliver that. And when something shows up in my life contrary to what that vision is that I have, you know what? I'm not going to give my power to that, because you know what? There is no other power than God. And so, I don't know, let's say you got a body that's being sick. How rude could that body get to you? But you know what? There is no sickness over God. There is not God and a sick body. There's only God. It's not a power of God over the scarcity or the constriction or the difficulty. God is not a power over anything, because God is the only power there is. It is God as wholeness. It is God as abundance. It is God straightening that crooked path so I can be the deliverer of this rebel vision that I have been entrusted to bring to this world. I'm not going to sit back and watch afternoon TV or news and say, boy, I should be on there. I'm going to go out there and make the news. I'm going to go out there and experience that which is beyond the common experience. I'm going to know that life must respond to my consciousness of loving God and not trying to get God to do anything. As God, in the beginning was God. That's all there was. Yeah. Before Abraham, I was. I'm with you always, even to the end. You know, that's all there is. It's spirit. And so it shows up in your life in ways that are relevant, if you're willing to be receptive and not defend what's going on in this world. Bernie Siegel shared a fun story from his classic book that we probably all have on our shelves, Love, Medicine, Miracles, about Joella. I don't know if you remember the story of Joella, but he tells it from his therapy groups when cancer patients would come, they sit around, they talk about. And he described in his book, I don't know if I would do this, but since he did, he said Joella was a hefty woman who wore tight T-shirts and short pants, short pants, and tall socks, and an outlandish hat to every meeting. And she did it not only to make everybody laugh, but also because it was an expression of her joy in the midst of her cancer treatments. And one day Joella showed up, and she said to the group, you know what? I just had a chest x-ray, and the cancer seems to be disappearing. And I know how. They all leaned forward. Yes, how? She said, because there is no self-respecting cancer that would ever show up in clothes like this. You know, it's that essence. It is the power. It is the life force. Be willing to be a rebel for the truth in your life. Be willing to speak that. What happens, though, is as you begin to speak it, people begin to take a look at what it is that you're saying as opposed to listen to what you're listening to. You know, the old classic Zen saying about the master pointing to the moon, and all the students did was talk about the hand and have a discussion about the hand, and they missed out of the power of the moon. Let us not follow the path of the masters that have gone before us, but let us follow that which they follow. Let us listen to that which they listen to. Let us hear that one mind that they heard, because there are new keys being delivered, and they need people to open the doors of what is new now. And so, what I've come to recognize that as I sometimes want to go big in my life, and I've got this grand vision and this great idea, and want to go for it. I've finally come to realize that it is no longer my ego that is trying to get it out there in a grand kind of way, but rather it is a matter of being in integrity with what is stirring in my soul. Where have you been playing this game in your mind? Oh, that's just ego going out there and being recognized and noticed. It is time for you to be in integrity with what is in your soul and what you have been entrusted with to bring into this world. You have what it takes, and you've got to stop listening to those who try to squish it down. Stop selling out to the host who you're trying to please and make happy. You know what? It doesn't really matter. What matters is what matters to your heart and matters to your soul and what matters to your spirit. Listen to what is within you. Because you have come into this world as a rebel to roar with everything that you have got. And I want you to know that the world responds. There will be those that try to shoot it down. But you know what? The only ones that have been able to make a difference in the world are those that are not attached to what others think. You've come into this world to make a difference and to be different, not to be the same. You have a unique soul coding. Your DNA is wired to succeed. And the only one and the only thing that could ever stop that is you and your belief system, which is why I'm trying to kick you out of the comfort of the living room of your mind and realize that out there is where the true rebels and the mystics and the spiritual folk walk, because you know what? They just don't know what's next. And that's okay, because it's all God. There is nothing else. And when you come to know that, you'll be able to walk through this world with a sense of confidence and self-assurance, listening to the reverberation and the resonance of your soul, because you're in integrity and you're out of your mind. God bless the lunatics and us all. I love you. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Gary Lynn Floyd back to our stage.
Dawn is breaking within you. Can you feel the promise of the morn? Your soul is waking to this moment, a new day waiting to be born. We are one in the devotion, naked in the truth for all time. We are moved by the emotion. We are one with the divine. We are a portal to awakening. We are living in God's love. Feels like our hearts are finally opening. Forgiveness rains down like a flood. We are one in the devotion, naked in the truth for all time. We are moved by the emotion. We are one with the divine. Standing in the light, arms held open wide, emerging from a night. Fears all set aside, no day quiet. We divine.
Hey, this time of our together is what makes this